Hello, how are you all doing? I have decided that I am going to share with you something that I call success principles, or what are the biggest differentiators between people who make it very big in life and those who stay behind. Starting this series, I am going to do a three-part content creation where I will talk about 15 habits that differentiate the rich from the poor. So starting off on today's video, let's talk about what are the 5 things that the rich people do which the poor don't seem to do. The intent of sharing this content is to provide you with the necessary background research which has been done over more than 100 years that tell us what are the things that make some people very rich and some people, despite their ambition to be rich, continue to remain poor. So as I was doing research on this particular topic, one thing which stood out as the first point that I want to discuss with you is that a lot of rich people read tons of books. Now whether it is Bill Gates who comes up with his series of books that he reads and talks about them, or whether it's Oprah Winfrey who talks about the books that have inspired her. It is interesting to note that CEOs of the companies, of the Fortune 500 companies, invariably read about 50 books in a year. Now, if we were to compare that with an average person, how many books he reads in a year, they are only about 2 books a year. Why reading books is important? I'm a great believer that knowledge in any form is of great value. But when knowledge is given into a structured form, like a book, I think it becomes all the more valuable. It holds in its nuggets of wisdom, it holds in it information that can probably propel you to take your life to a higher level. Now when I talk about reading books, there are books which comes in all categories, there are fictional books, there are non-fictional books, but books especially which are how-to-do books, books which are especially in the motivational genre, books which are in self-help genre, they provide us with like a map, they provide us with a way that we can move forward in the direction of our dreams. And the biggest thing is that books, whether they are audio or they are books which are paperback or they are hardcover books, they seem to provide us with mentorship in a form which is easy to digest and easy to understand. So reading books is one of the first things that the rich people do much more, way more than the poor people. The second thing the rich tend to invest in their life. The second thing that they do or they invest in their life is they invest in themselves. So what do we mean by investing in themselves? So on an average, a rich person will invest 20% of his income in improving his skill set. So for example, if I am somebody who's, let's say, in graphic designing space, right? So a rich person tends to always upgrade his skills. He'll take a new qualification, he will take a new course, he will buy a new book, he will surround himself with mastermind groups where he will get the information, he will get the inside secrets, where he will understand how the business works of graphic designing at a much faster pace and a much faster track than somebody who's not making an investment in themselves. If we need to improve in our lives, if we want to follow in the direction of our dreams, and if we want to be in that 4% bracket of the most successful people in the world, we have to be better than the rest of them. We have to be good at what we do than the other 96%. If we continue to remain and be the people that we are at this point in time without investing in ourselves, how are we going to make any improvements? So rich people have this habit, a very strong intention of investing in themselves. The third thing, which I thought was very fascinating and something that the rich people do, is they know of their own strengths. So, half of our time is spent upon discovering about what is this person doing, what is that person doing, he behaves like that. Most of us are driven outwardly. In contrast to that, the people who are successful or rich people, they understand themselves very well. They know what are their core strengths, they know what are their core skills, and they keep on working to improve themselves. Most of us are not even aware of what are my 5 qualities or what are my 5 core strengths. When I don't know what are my 5 core strengths, how can I amplify them? How can I work with my 5 core strengths to reach a certain successful point? This is something that the rich people are very good at doing. They spend time discovering who they are. They spend time with themselves. They spend time understanding really to the core of their being or what makes them unique. And then they use those strengths to become better at whatever they are focusing on. The fourth thing, which I think the rich people do, is that very early on in life, they work on getting clarity in the direction they want to go. So let's say I have to go to New York City. I want to go and spend a holiday there. Now, if I want to go to New York City, first of all, it is very important for me to get clarity as to how I'm going to go to New York City. Am I going to go by plane? Am I going to take a stop over in Frankfurt? Am I going to be staying with a friend? Or am I going to stay in a 5-star hotel? Am I going to stay in a motel? So getting more and more clarity of what I want to do in New York, how I want to reach there, how and what things I'm going to do once I'm there, which are the friends I'm going to catch up with when I'm there, is one thing that is very important for me to take the maximum thing out of that trip. To use that trip to the fullest, I need to get clarity of all the things that I need to cover during my trip to New York. Now, rich people, what they do is they get clarity in the direction they want to go. Once they get the clarity, they gather the knowledge to reach that goal. Once they get the knowledge to reach that goal, they work on the skill sets, upgrading the skill sets that will help them to reach their goal. So having clarity in life, I think, is a superpower. Having the clarity in which direction I'm going to walk to fulfill my dreams is very important. So many times, including me, I have so much confusion. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do everything. But when I narrow down with clarity, this is my goal which I want to achieve in the next 6 months or 8 months or 9 months, and I stop deviating from that goal. I stop indulging in other things which are of no relevance to the goal that I have to achieve in the 6 and 8 months. I absolutely magnify my chances of achieving that goal because I have clarity in my head. The fifth habit, which I think is very powerful as far as the rich people are concerned, is they set financial goals. They take their money very seriously. They do not think that money is something which is grown on trees and it comes and goes and nothing like that. They tend to set financial goals very early on in life, and then they work on achieving those goals. They're very realistic also. They do not think that, okay, we are right now in September, by December I'm going to make $1 million. They create realistic goals for themselves. Okay, I'm here right now. I want to make $100,000 in the next 6 or 7 months. That basically means I need to make $274 per day to reach that particular goal, or $280 or $300 per day. Now, how do I achieve that number is very important when it comes to rich people. They set up financial goals for themselves which help them to have that kind of focus. How will they earn the money? How will they invest that money? What are the experiences they are going to buy for themselves once they have that money? So focusing on their financial goals is one of the core strengths of rich people. So here are the 5 principles, I think, the 5 things that rich people do. I wanted to start this series with. I do hope you will comment on this. What are your opinions? What do you think the rich people do that an average person doesn't do? And do you want to be in that 4% of the world? What do you think in your head, in your mind, you need to focus on, you need to work on to reach that 4%? Give your comments in the comment section and let me know your thoughts about it. Like, share and comment, and please subscribe to this channel, because this channel is all about taking your life forward. It is focused on helping you live your best life. As of now, that is the end of this particular video. I look forward to interacting with you in the next videos. Take care.